In the dead of winter, 1958, the small town of Greyhook, North Dakota, passed a very strange ordinance. Every single night, without exception, the cemetery gates were to be locked from the outside after sunset. Greyhook was a tiny place, barely 600 people, surrounded by flat, wind-swept farmland. The cemetery sat on a low hill, visible from the highway. For decades, it had been open day and night. People took evening walks there. Teenagers dared each other to run between the headstones. But all of that ended abruptly one February night. A farmer named Edwin Krause was driving home late. As his headlights swept across the cemetery gates, they caught something moving inside, not walking, standing up from the ground. He later told the sheriff he saw a man rise stiffly from a fresh grave, as if being pulled up by invisible strings. The figure didn't run or stumble. It just turned its head slowly toward the road. Edwin sped off, terrified. The sheriff found nothing, no footprints, no disturbed soil. He was told it was just exhaustion and the winter darkness playing tricks. But soon, others started talking. People living near the cemetery noticed strange things. After a fresh snowfall, the ground would be smooth and untouched, except for single sets of footprints leading away from graves, only to stop suddenly at the fence. Dogs refused to go near the hill after dark, and several people swore they heard metal rattling late at night, like hands testing the cemetery gate from the inside. Then came the incident that forced the town council to act. In April, a woman named Margaret Holland was buried. The funeral ended before dusk and everyone left. But at 9:40 p.m., the local phone operator received a call. No one spoke. All she could hear was the wind and a sound like sliding soil. The call was traced to the cemetery's old public phone box. When the sheriff arrived, the receiver was dangling off the hook, and Margaret Holland's grave was open. The coffin was still sealed, but it had been turned completely upright, facing the gate. The town council met the next morning. No official explanation was ever given. By nightfall, heavy iron locks were installed on the cemetery gates. The sheriff was ordered to lock them at sunset and unlock them at sunrise, every single day. When the mayor was asked why, he only said, "It's not to keep people out, it's to keep something in." Over the years, Greyhook's population dwindled, but the rule remained. Outsiders attending funerals noticed that services always ended early. No one lingered after dark. And no one questioned the thick gates or why the locks were replaced so often. Old-timers refused to explain. They would only say that once, long ago, the town forgot to lock the gates. The next morning, 3 graves were found empty. The bodies were never recovered. To this day, Greyhook Cemetery is still locked every night. And if you stand by the gates after sunset, locals warn you might just hear knocking from the inside. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more strange tales.